For a minute there, we thought the era of the ridiculously powerful supercharged V8 truck was dead and gone. Ram put the TRX out to pasture, leaving the Ford F-150 Raptor R to be the undisputed king of the desert. But then, Ram decided to change the game. The Hemi is back, and it's not just a comeback, it's a full-on revival of the legendary SRT performance division. With a monstrous 777 horsepower, the all-new 2027 Ram TRX looks ready to steamroll the Ford Raptor R. On paper, it's an absolute beast, clawing its way back to the top as the most powerful production gas pickup truck in the world. But we've compared every last detail, from the engines to the price tags, and we found one big problem. A surprising flaw that might just make the Raptor R the smarter buy. Today, we're putting these two titans head-to-head. We'll get into the insane power, the aggressive looks, the surprisingly luxurious interiors, and the off-road hardware that makes them so special. And by the end, we'll reveal the one big problem that could change everything for anyone thinking about buying a new TRX. Engine and performance. The power play. Alright, let's get right to the good stuff. What's under the hood? The battle for horsepower is the heart and soul of this rivalry, and trust me, Ram did not come to play. The 2027 Ram SRT TRX is packing a new variant of the legendary 6.2-litre supercharged Hemi, based on the Hellcat block. This isn't just a rehash of the old engine. Engineers have been hard at work to crank out a segment-shattering 777 horsepower and 680 pound-feet of torque. That's a whopping 75 more horsepower than the last TRX. In the other corner, the Ford F-150 Raptor R is anything but a slouch. It's rocking its own monster, a 5.2-litre supercharged Predator V8, pulled from the Mustang Shelby GT 500. This thing cranks out an incredible 720 horsepower and 640 pound-feet of torque. On any other day, that would be more than enough to rule the world. But next to the new TRX, the Raptor R finds itself down 57 horsepower and 40 pound-feet of torque. So, what does all that mean in the real world? Pure, unadulterated speed. Ram claims that with launch control, the new TRX will hit 60 miles per hour in a blistering 3.5 seconds. For a truck that weighs close to 7,000 pounds, that is supercar territory. The Raptor R is right on its tail, with tested 0 to 60 times clocking in between 3.6 and 4.0 seconds. Both trucks are electronically limited to a top speed of around 118 miles per hour. To handle that power, the TRX uses a tough TorqueFlite 8-speed automatic transmission, while the Raptor R uses a quick-shifting 10-speed automatic. More gears isn't always better, but Ford's 10-speed is famous for keeping that Predator V8 screaming in its sweet spot. And when it comes to the sound, both of these trucks will have you grinning from ear to ear with their glorious V8 roar. On paper and in a straight line, the win goes to the 2027 Ram TRX. It simply reclaimed its crown as the most powerful gas-powered pickup ever made. The numbers just don't lie. Exterior and design. Presence and aggression. You don't buy a truck like this to be subtle, and thankfully, neither of these disappoints. They both just scream performance. The 2027 TRX has this incredible muscle truck attitude. It's almost 7 inches wider than a standard Ram 1500, giving it an absolutely menacing hourglass figure. The front grille is massive, with a bold Ram logo and new SRT badging. As a little jab at the competition, Ram even hid a stylized T-Rex head in the tailgate logo, which is a fun touch. And if you really want to stand out, the new Bloodshot Night Edition offers a wild two-tone look with a black roof and a flame-red stripe. The Ford F-150 Raptor R, on the other hand, has a presence that's pure Baja racer. It has the signature Ford block letter grille and unique R-specific graphics. But what really defines the Raptor R's look is its stance. It just looks like it's ready to run down a whoop-covered powerline road at any minute. It's built for durability, with a tough, modular front bumper designed for hardcore use. Both designs are functional too. The TRX's hood scoop and vents are all part of an induction system to keep that massive engine cool, while every part of the Raptor R feels like it was designed to take a beating in the desert. So, who wins on looks? Honestly, that's up to you. It's a classic battle. The TRX is the street brawler, the muscular heavyweight, while the Raptor R is the lean, athletic desert athlete. Interior and technology. Luxury meets high-tech. You'd think the inside of these monsters would be all business, right? Well, you'd be wrong. Stepping inside either truck feels less like getting into a pickup and more like climbing into a luxury command center. Ram is known for setting the bar with its interiors, and the TRX takes it to another level. The cabin is decked out in premium materials like real carbon fiber, leather, and suede. The driver gets a huge 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster and a 10-inch head-up display. But the star of the show is the enormous 14.5-inch Uconnect 5 touchscreen that controls everything, including the standard 19-speaker Harman Kardon sound system. The front seats aren't just heated and cooled, they have a massage function. And in a class-exclusive touch, you can get reclining, heated, and ventilated seats in the back. The TRX also features hands-free active driving assist, which is Ram's Level 2 Plus system for highway driving. But here's a key update. It's not the only one. Ford has been rolling out its own excellent Blue Cruise hands-free system on 24 and newer Raptor models, so that exclusive edge is gone. Ford's Raptor R cabin is just as impressive, but with a different focus. It's purpose-built for performance, with heavily bolstered Recaro seats to hold you in place, and a sporty feel thanks to carbon fiber and code orange accents. It might not have a screen as big as the Ram's, but it's loaded with tech, including a 12-inch digital dash and a 360-degree camera that's a lifesaver on tight trails. Plus, it has smart, practical features like a fold-out work surface in the center console. This is a tough one. The TRX definitely leans into high-tech luxury with its massive screens and spa-like seats. The Raptor R feels more like a high-end cockpit. For sheer screen size and luxury features, the TRX has an edge, but the tech gap is closer than ever. Okay, we're at the halfway point. The TRX is bringing the horsepower and the screen real estate, but the Raptor R is a proven champion. Based on what you've seen so far, which team are you on? Drop a comment below, Team TRX or Team Raptor R. And hey, if you're enjoying this breakdown, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Suspension and off-road capability, the heart of the matter. Horsepower is fun and luxury is nice, but this is what these trucks are all about. Absolutely dominating brutal terrain at speeds that shouldn't be possible. And this is where the story gets really interesting. The 2027 Ram TRX is built on an incredibly tough foundation, with an independent front suspension and a 5-link coil system in the rear with a massive Dana 60 axle. The real magic is in the second-generation Bilstein Blackhawk E2 adaptive shocks, which provide an impressive 13 inches of travel up front and a best-in-class 14 inches in the rear. The TRX comes standard with 35-inch Goodyear tires on 18-inch wheels. The Ford F-150 Raptor R uses its own high-tech Fox live valve shocks, which are just as impressive. While Ford hasn't published the final travel numbers for the newest models, they've always been right there with the TRX, historically in the 13 to 13.9-inch range. But here's where the narrative takes a sharp turn. The Raptor R comes standard from the factory with massive 37-inch BF Goodrich KO2 all-terrain tires. Those 2 extra inches of tire diameter over the TRX's 35s make a world of difference. And that brings us to arguably the most important number in all of off-roading: ground clearance. The 2027 Ram TRX offers 11.8 inches of ground clearance. The Ford F-150 Raptor R, thanks mostly to those bigger tires, boasts up to 13.1 inches of ground clearance. That's over an inch of difference, and in the off-road world, that is a huge advantage. It's the difference between clearing a jagged rock and puncturing your transfer case. While the TRX has slightly more suspension travel in the rear, the Raptor R has significantly more ground clearance and a bigger, more capable tire right out of the box. This is a critical point, and it leads directly to the TRX's single biggest problem. The big problem. So, what's the big problem with the 777 horsepower TRX? On the surface, it has the edge in power and luxury, but it all comes down to one thing: what you're getting for your money. The Ram TRX has one big problem. It's a premium-priced truck with a fundamental off-road disadvantage compared to its rival. Let's talk numbers. The 2027 Ram has a starting price of around $102,590 after destination fees. Now, for years, the Raptor R was the expensive one, but its pricing for recent models starts closer to $81,000 and climbs into the low hundreds depending on the configuration. This means the new TRX isn't undercutting the Raptor R. In many cases, it's actually more expensive. And here's the flaw in the formula. For that 6-figure price tag, Ram gives you 11.8 inches of ground clearance and 35-inch tires. Ford gives you 13.1 inches of ground clearance and 37-inch tires for a similar and potentially lower price. You're paying top dollar for the self-proclaimed apex predator of trucks, but it's less capable in one of the most important metrics for what it was built to do: clear obstacles. Those bigger tires on the Raptor R don't just add clearance, they provide a larger contact patch for traction and roll over obstacles more easily. This isn't just a spec sheet win for Ford, it's a real-world advantage that directly impacts what you can do with the truck. For a vehicle built entirely around being the most extreme off-roader, falling short on ground clearance and tire size, while costing this much, is a critical flaw. The final verdict. So, which one should you buy? Look, the new Ram TRX is an absolute masterpiece of engineering. It is the undisputed king of horsepower, a leather-lined rocket ship with interior tech that feels like it's from the future. If your priority is winning drag races from a stoplight, having the biggest touchscreen on the block, or cruising in ultimate comfort, the TRX is your champion, no question. However, the Ford F-150 Raptor R presents itself as the smarter, more focused solution. It might give up some horsepower, but it makes up for it where it counts: in the dirt. With its superior ground clearance and bigger 37-inch tires right from the factory, the Raptor R is the more capable off-road machine out of the box. It better embodies the true spirit of a Baja-ready racer. You're getting a truck that is better equipped for its primary mission without having to spend another dime on immediate upgrades. For the enthusiast who wants the absolute peak of straight-line speed and in-cabin luxury, the Ram TRX is an amazing choice. But for the buyer who is truly looking for the most capable, no compromises, factory-built desert runner, the Ford F-150 Raptor R is the more logical pick. It's not just about having the most power, it's about being able to use it everywhere. And in that respect, for our money, the Ford Raptor R remains the smarter buy.